Commission reports on Kosovo and on Serbia. The reports have been adopted by the plenary today at noon. And with us now we have the rapporteurs, the European Parliament Standing Rapporteur for Kosovo, Mr. Rihoteras, and for Serbia, Mr. Tonino Picula. They will both give an introductory word, and afterwards you will be able to ask questions. So let's start with Mr. Teras. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear representatives of media. First, I want to start with saying it is a Chatham House rule. Everything I say can be used against me. I start by thanking all these members of the Parliament who were voting for this report today. It was 61%. I think it is a pretty solid outcome if we consider the fact that they are still, after 25 years, 5 member states of the European Union who are not recognizing Kosovo as a country, which is very unfortunate. So I think their outcome was pretty solid. About the report, of course, as you know, this is the European Parliament report is in the response to the European Commission report, and it covers two years, 2023 and 2024, because last year we had elections, so the report there was no report on Kosovo or others as well this year. I think it was very important for me that as I was accepted as a permanent rapporteur on Kosovo, I could make a visit to Pristina and Mitrovica. We had a very intensive visit, meeting with all interlocutors. We met the Prime Minister, the President, the Chairman of the or Chairwoman of the Parliament, Chairman of the Parliament, and of course different organizations, political groups, political parties from opposition and coalition, social structures and business. So we really made a good picture of everything, and that goes as much as for Mitrovica as for Pristina. So I'm very happy that I did it. And everywhere I went, I had a very clear understanding and feeling that Kosovo is really has a goal to strive to be a member of the European Union. And that was throughout the landscape, opposition and coalition. And I think Kosovo has done a very good progress on the areas of economical development, fighting with corruption, rule of law questions, and as always, they are, of course, certain things which can be improved. There's still a long way to go on the fighting the corruption. I had some discussions about the independence of the judicial system, the transparency of the ownership of media. But in the big terms, Kosovo is in a very good way. I think for Kosovo, as much as for Serbia, and then we will hear about it, will be important the continuation of the Pristina-Belgrade dialogue, which everybody from our point of view looks at. And I am also convinced that we must, European Union must end the punitive measures against Kosovo, which are unfair, and do not allow to award the progress of Kosovo from the side of European Union. They want to be members, they do a lot, but we are not awarding them, we are not supporting them, and that's not the right thing to do in the current moment. And I always talk about the security issues as a retired general, and I think security is as the physics talk about connected vessels. Security, there cannot be empty space without security. If it's not our security, it's the others who push there. And we see the pressure from China and Russia to fill the empty space in this region. So we need to do a lot to help Kosovo be on our side, work with us, and in the coming future become a member of European Union. Because the inspiration is there, they really want to do, aspiration is there, and therefore Europe must do everything possible. European Union must do everything possible from the Commission side, from the Parliament side, and from the Council side to support their aspiration. And of course, I call for all 5 non-recognizing countries to reconsider the decisions made 25 years ago. Long time has gone, and we need to change that. That would be all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I'll try to be brief as much as I can in order to make some more time free for your questions. Let me first of all say that I'm very grateful to all my colleagues, shadow rapporteurs and assistants who helped me to keep this report pretty accurate and text which reflects the current situation in Serbia. And I invested a lot of efforts together with my colleagues to try to build up in this report what is necessary to judge current circumstances the citizens of Serbia are living in Serbia. Of course, the focal point, of course, is not just the situation in Serbia, but to check quality of Serbia's accession to European Union. As you know, Serbia is a candidate country, and its leadership declared that European Union is a main goal for the country, and they were even more precise recently, because they said that Serbia will be ready even before 2027 to join the Union. But reality checks show something completely different, and I would like to introduce to you the main thesis of my report, and that's the idea that there cannot be any kind of the shortcut for Serbia with regard to the accession process. To counter narrative of shortcuts, the report is very clear, crystal clear, in stating that membership is about democracy and fulfilling the Copenhagen criterion foreign policy alignment. Plus, there is an additional package for the Republic of Serbia. It's imposing sanctions against Russia, alignment with the European Union foreign security policy, and agreement on normalization of relations with Kosovo. As you can check in the report, the Parliament remains highly critical on the situation on human rights and the rule of law, media freedom, and electoral conditions, with harsh and detailed language on many worrying developments in the last period. It's of course part of the report, a reflection on current situation in the Republic of Serbia, especially after collapse of canopy on the railway station building in Novi Sad, which took place on the 1st of November last year, which sparkled large unrest all over Serbia, led by the students, but not only the students. And we do see a deeply polarized society, and which is unable in this moment to consume what is necessary to progress on the European path. Of course, we are very critical to response of the Serbian authority to the protesters, especially on the treatment of some of them. European Parliament is ready and open to assist Serbia, but of course, if we try to accommodate their legitimate claims to be part of the European Union, Serbian leadership, first of all, is most responsible to fulfill necessary criteria. What is not the case? On the contrary, there is ambiguity and a lot of controversies in the Serbian foreign policy. As you know, today, President of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, set sail to Moscow to be present on parade organized by Vladimir Putin, and we think that someone who claims for his country that is democratic and got a democratic aspiration, European ambitions, cannot find himself or herself on the Red Square on the Putin's parade. And I would like to conclude by that after Mr. Vucic's visit to Moscow, it also will narrow space for all those politicians and institutions in the European Union institutional archipelago who can find some kind of mild description on the current situation on Serbia. It can go together. Srpski svet, Serbian world, and the European Union can't be in the same boat. Of course, we are ready to assist, and we are very open to proceed with our examination on the situation in Serbia, because Serbia is not like any other country. It's the single most important country in the Western Balkans, thanks to its size and, I believe, capacities. But it takes at the same time responsibility to help not only themselves, but some countries in the region to prosper on its European path. Thank you.
Thank you to the rapporteurs. Now we are ready for your questions. Please tell us your name and the media you are representing. And if you are following us remotely, please press the raise hand button and we will open the microphone for you when your turn comes. So the gentleman in the first row.
Thank you very much. My name is Bernd Posselt. I was shadow rapporteur of the EPP for 20 years concerning Kosovo. Now I'm back as journalist for Bavaria. And I have one question concerning Kosovo, one question concerning Serbia. The question on Kosovo, what can be done to bring the 5 recognizers? You have said it, they are a long time now non-recognizers, to change their opinion. Will we wait more 20 years, or what can we do with the Commission, the Parliament, the Council, to change one after the next step by step? Because if these 5 stay at this position, we will have problems for every day. And the question concerning Serbia, the students' protest is very strong. It is linked with the farmer organizations now and with the workers and labor organizations. And 2 weeks ago, there was a bicycle trip from Serb students to Strasbourg. In this time, the parliament was not here. Next week, they will be in Brussels. I don't know if you know this, and if there are activities planned to meet them, because they are now very active on a European level.
Right away, yeah?
Yes, of course.
You know the answer, if you have been in this position before me. I don't know. I mean, I have a plan. I am new in this topic, so I would like to, as I went to Kosovo, to make my own mind about what is happening there. Now I'm planning with some colleagues of mine, some members of European Parliament from different political groups, to visit all the respective countries' ambassadors in Brussels to take my first-hand information why it is that they are not recognizing the fact that Kosovo is a country and that it has been a country since 20 years. And not recognizing it is just ridiculous after this long time. Of course, every of the countries has its own rationale behind it. Is that rationale still there? I have a big doubt. But again, I cannot promise anything. I think it's the politics is a process of convincing, and that's what we are planning and going to do in coming months and of course years. And I do my best to do some progress there. But that's almost I can say.
Yeah. Regarding students, while we are talking, we are expecting first group of the runners here in the Strasbourg. Of course, if I'm informed correctly, they will gather in Kleber, Place Kleber here in the Strasbourg any hour now, because they left the soil of the Germany in a way. Of course, in this report, we are very clear supporting students' activism, and it's obvious that a number of their claims and demands to Serbian authorities are overlapping with the European Union criterion. First of all, fight against the corruption, the rule of law, and freedom of the media. But what is in this moment, in a way, under the question mark, we don't know what will happen in the next chapter. How will they organize themselves? It's now more clear that at least one part of the student movement is keen to call for elections in the Serbia, but under which conditions and date and organization of their political activity, how they will group themselves and how they eventually will support anyone, it's completely mystery here to me. But next week in Brussels, I will attend together with my colleagues to something called the Democratic Dialogue with the Serbian students. And I do believe that after that meeting we will know more about their ambitions in the time to come.
Any more questions? Yes, please.
Sì. Potrei parlare in italiano? Onada Mehmeta, giornalista dell'Albania, dal giornale Fiala Pikala. Ho letto
I've read this report in great detail, thank you. It's a very good report on Kosovo, and it gives you a true picture of the situation. But so congratulations for this report. But the dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia doesn't work. It hasn't worked in the past, and we haven't achieved any results. And even if you look at the votes that took place today, you can see that reflected. I think there could be a good dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia, then maybe the outcome of the vote would be different. We could have some hope. We would have a path, a project, and which would make it possible for this dialogue to be positive. We said we need to respect the negotiations, but for the time being, nothing much has happened. It's a strategy which basically implies that this dialogue continues because you said this is something that is not good for anyone. So my question here is, will it be France, will it be Germany that could encourage this dialogue, or possibly bilateral talks with Serbia and Kosovo, with countries of the European Union? I don't really know what kind of strategy would be possible. Thank you so much for your reactions to this.
No, mis ma oskan öelda?
What can I say?
You have answered your question yourself perfectly well. Why not Italy? But I would say that there's always possibility to get better. I know that the Commission and the European Action Service has appointed a new person in charge of the dialogue. I hope that there will be some movement through that the new person will bring some new ideas to that dialogue. I think that the possibility is also there's also a role of European Parliament. We could perhaps together invite representatives of the parliaments respective respective parliaments to European Parliament and put them in one room and find out whether it works or not. I'm not sure what are the ways, but I think the dialogue is important, as you mentioned, and we need to encourage both parties to sit down and have the dialogue again, because they both have agreed on the dialogue. So it's almost already agreed from both political leaderships from both countries, and so we just need to encourage them to start it again. So I put some hope on the new person in charge, and we will help from our side.
If I may add, of course, I don't know how realistic and sound is the idea to repeat what took place 30 years ago in Dayton Wright-Patterson base, when then leaders were put in the same room under the auspices of the United States of America. It brought to light Dayton Peace Accord. I'm not sure is it possible to use the same vehicle in order to achieve a legally binding agreement between Belgrade and Pristina. But I know that dialogue, as it looks now, is almost exhausted, because it's not good to check situation one-sided, but there is a certain crisis in the dialogue, and I remember High Representative and the Vice Chair of the Commission, Madam Kaja Kallas, told us in the Parliament that she will wait another year to see is there any fresh result possible through the dialogue. Otherwise, she is ready to explore other avenues in order to secure progress. So Mr. Peter Sorensen, very skillful, experienced diplomat, Danish diplomat, he is ready to refuel and to re-energize the dialogue, and we wish him every possible luck, and we are ready to assist him, because it's for the benefit of the people of the Kosovo and the people of the Serbia to cut a deal which can enable both countries to, let's say, rise hopes to become one day members of the European Union. Both countries.
Do we have any more questions? Yes, please.
Hi, Tomislav Krasnic from Večernji List. A question for Mr. Piccola on Serbia. Today there's been a recent development still going on with President Vučić traveling to Moscow. He had some turbulences, let's say, but not literal, but war-related turbulences. He had to land in Baku, but it seems like he continued his flight to Moscow. Do you think that after Friday, after this Victory Day parade in Moscow, more or less everything will stay the same? Officials who attended the parade will be criticized a little bit about it, but they'll continue behaving like they did before. What can European Union actually do to a candidate country like Serbia, when even Prime Minister from a member state like Robert Fico is attending the same parade and ignoring a recommendation by High Representative Kaja Kallas? So could we really expect something to change, or this will just this situation will linger and with Vučić? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. First of all, I wish President of the Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, safe trip to the Moscow and equally safe turn to the Belgrade. But when we talk about politics, I think it's some kind of the crossroad. It's been a lot of talking about Serbia's opening cluster number 3. Is it ready for such a move or not? I think now President Vučić provided European Union institutions with a clear answer. Serbia, in the state as it is now, it's not eligible to progress on its European path, because it was a clear siding with Putin, and we know that Vladimir Putin is misusing this important date and victory over the Nazism to spread his narrative on what's going on in Ukraine. And if you are siding with Vladimir Putin, of course, it's a strong signal to family of democracies under the hub of the European Union. And if you ask me, I don't think that Serbian progress on its path and accession path to the European Union is possible. Will it be halted formally or just freezed as a Georgian or Turkish approach to the European Union? For me, of course, it's not easy to see. And it's a difference between Fico and Mr. Vučić, because Mr. Vučić and his country is still out of the European Union, but Slovak Prime Minister, he is a part of the European Union, and now it's up to the Union to decide whether it will be tolerated or eventually, let's say, maybe find some way to send a more clear message to Bratislava that this behavior is unacceptable.
Do we have any more questions? This seems not to be the case. Then we will. Sure, please.
Sorry, but concerning also Serbia, we have the problem in the Republika Srpska with the president there, who should go to prison, as you know, or the former president, and Vučić did protect him. And so is this a case between the European Union and Vučić that he protects people who are should be in prison because of the Bosnian law? This is a very difficult situation.
It's a very good question. Of course, the simple logic tells us that it is not possible to see coexistence between law binding people and people who are against the law, who claims for themselves some kind of impunity in a way. So for the Bosnia-Herzegovina, it's a really tough time. I think that the country's accession road is more or less halted right now. But this situation can't last forever, in a way. Can't last forever. Because something must be off the table. Bosnia-Herzegovina, as a country where citizens are respecting rule of law and state institutions are following the verdicts coming from the courts, or it will be, let's say, country where people whose mind hates and provoking, they got a free ride. So I think it's not only up to the European Union, but it's to Peace Implementation Council and some other international organization to react on this situation. But I agree with you that Milorad Dodik is sponsored and got protection from the president of the Serbia, Vučić. It goes without saying.
So we are coming to the end. No more questions. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you to the rapporteurs for your answers, and thank you all for participating, and I wish you a nice afternoon. Bye.